The gun you're seeing today is available on the DAI Leisure website. Thank you for watching. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's test and review day for our Benjamin Akela. If you've been watching the channel, you will know it's just been through its pellet test and it got matched with Jumbo Exact Heavies from JSB. Now it's going to go in for its test and review. How this works, first it'll do the 135 test as we call it on the channel. 3 cards. First card you can score 50 points by hitting 5 red bullseyes with your first 5 shots. The second card, standard target card, if you get 5 in the bullseye you'll get another 50 points for that. Our third card is called the rings. This is where the big sort of points come in. The top 4 rings are, you know, decent size. If you can get all inside them you'll score 5 points each, and that's 20 points. And the last one is a size just above a pellet, and that one is worth 15 points. That'll get you 1-3-5 score. Now we give it to 110, we say is a pass. Anything below that you're not much good. Now this gun I think should pass the test no problem, and I would not be surprised at all if it's close to the 135 limit. It's been quite good. The scope that's fitted to this is just something I found off eBay, and to be quite honest with you, they're doing really well. Been really good all the way through, to be fair. So hopefully that doesn't give it no detrimental damage in its test here, but yeah, it's been quite alright up to yet. Shall we get it out there? Because once this test's done, not only does it get tested, it gets chronographed, and then we have a little bit of review about the gun, see what we feel. Let's get this on. Okay, first 2 cards are up there, up our garden, 23 metres away. Let's see how this goes. Shot 1. Not good. Shot 2. Hit, I think, just about. Shot 3. Bullseye. Shot 4, just about again. Shot 5, maybe just again. Okay, go to our second card. 5 bullseyes needed. Five bullseyes, lovely. I think I've got to give him the first shot again. What's happening is the magazine on this, I think, twists the pellet because it's spring-loaded magazine. So I'm going to give him the first shot again, because obviously you can tell that's nowhere near where he should be. So a bit unfair that a twisted pellet has done it out of some points there. I think he might have just about caught. We'll go and reckon up, see what we got. There's a few there that are quite touch and go whether he scored the maximum points or not, but let's see. By the skin of his teeth there, he does have the 100 points, and I mean the skin of his teeth. 3 of those were right on the edge. Let's see who he gets on in card 3. He needs to get the 35 points out of this. Shot 1. Just again. And just again. I think that might be the last one, yeah. Now watch when we swap over to this next magazine. If that spring loader again has caught the pellet sideways, or I don't know if it's the probe pushing it in and sends it a little bit sideways, this shot won't shoot properly. Let's see. No, that's fine this time. It might just be that one magazine. This is the big one, the bonus shot. He's on for a 135 here if he can get it. Yeah, that's a 135 for the Benjamin Akela with a cheap scope on. Not bad. Yes, he had to retake one of the shots there, but as I say, it's that same magazine. For some reason, that first shot, we had the same problem, if you remember, when we did the shootout for the pellet test. There was a flyer immediately straight away with the RS pellets for the first pellet, and that's exactly what it did when I took the first shot today. So I'm going to have to watch that. The first shot out of that one magazine does spiral off. But a 135, great score. Okay, then we're all set up. 5 shots over our chronograph. Let's see what power this is pushing out. Shot 1, 197. Shot 2, 199. Shot 3, 199. Shot 4, 197. And shot 5, 195. Just have a check on those. A 197, 197, 197. Oh no, 197, 2, 199, 3, 199, 4, 197. I'm going to give it 198 as about its score. So let's do a little bit of adding up. Let's see what we get. Right, 198 metres comes out at 616.7 feet per second. So 616.7 goes into our calculator. 0.7, and the weight of our projectile, in this case it's the JSB heavies, and they are 10 something, 10.34 grain. Let's do a few calculations. Oh dear. Not very good with its power, it would seem. That has come out as 8.73 foot-pound and 11.34 joules. Now, to me that doesn't sound right, but obviously I've gone with a calculator. Just check, make sure that I've got everything right. Ah, that's where I've got a number. I've put one wrong number in. Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Recalculation time. 649.6 feet per second it is. 649.6. That's, now we might be coming somewhere. Let's have a say. Calculate. It's still not great, but it's just under 10 foot-pounds now. It's 9.69 feet-pounds and it's 13.14 joules. So it's not the powerfulest gun, but then again it is pumping out a heavy pellet, which we would have thought give us a little bit more. Sometimes it can give you a bit less because obviously it slows it down travelling, but there we go, that's the readings on the power. Not the greatest. Okay then, we've put the gun through its accuracy test, which it's done really well in. It didn't do very well in the power, but we've had guns before that are lower power than this. We've had them in the early 9s and still being accurate. This one is just underneath 10 foot-pounds. Don't forget it's still quite tight as well because it's new, so it will probably free up a bit and give itself a little bit more power over time. So I'm not duly too bothered yet at the minute. If it was a used gun and it had been used for quite some time, then yeah, I probably would, but this is still tight at the minute. So as time goes on, more pellets go through it will free up a bit, so I'm not duly over worried at the moment. Accuracy wise, perfect. These scalps that I'm getting, they're only eBay cheapies, but they're decent. I mean, obviously, like you've seen today what they can do and score, so I'm over the moon with that. That works well with the gun as well. I love the way this gun has been put together. The Turkish walnut is well and truly done properly. It's lovely. There's no sharp edges, you know, you're not going to get splinters off it. It's done in dark wood. I will be re-oiling this at some stage just to bring out the wood in it more. The capacity of the air tank, let me just see if it comes up here. No, it doesn't. I think it's a 280cc bottle though on this, if I remember right. Can't remember, I think it is a 280cc bottle. Today I've shot with the gun at full. I did the complete pellet test, which is I think 50 shots, and I've just done its test and review there, which is another 20 shots, so that's 70 shots, and I've still got around half a tank in, so it does okay. That's no problem at all as regards shot capacity. Shooting the gun, it's quite nice. The trigger is a little bit hard, I will admit, but you can feel it, you know when it's going to break, and you know when you're going to actually get your pellet coming out. It's not like you're playing guesswork to see when that pellet's going to release. Although it's a little bit hard to pull the trigger, it does release when you expect it to, so that's fine. This gun apparently was made in conjunction with Krell. Benjamin must have approached Krell and says, like, you know, we want to make a bullpup PCP. Is there any way you can help us out? Now you can tell it's got a little bit of Turkish influence in it, because the magazines, I've got one here from out of a Reximex, and I think I've got one here. If you have a look, there's hardly any difference whatsoever between this and a Reximex magazine. As a matter of fact, looking at the bottom of those, I'd say there's no difference whatsoever. They are exactly the same magazine. So obviously from the Turkish side, they've obviously used a few Reximex parts because it's using Reximex magazines, which is no problem. Reximex magazines are fine. They're decent magazines, no problem at all. However, one of these magazines does seem to have trouble shooting the first shot. It seems to, when the spring loader grabs it, it must twist the pellet, and a couple of times we've had it now. We had it in the pellet test challenge where the first shot veered off because of the spring loaded tension on it. I don't think it loaded right into the barrel. Or maybe it's the probe not connecting properly and pushing through, because sometimes I've noticed that one magazine is quite tricky to load. It's a bit stiff to get the first pellet in. That what might end up damaging the skirt as you put, because it's not centralised to the magazine. When you push the probe, and it may damage the skirt, and that's what might cause the flyer. So that's something I might have to watch. Now what I might do, I do have a Reximex magazine there. I might swap it for that one and to see whether it comes on any better. But all that said, that's the only thing that I've actually found wrong with the gun. The shrouded barrel, which has got an integrated silencer into it, works well. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's mega quiet, but it works. It's okay. Nice thoughts have gone into it, like the manometer on this is on the side there, so it's not down the dangerous end pointing at your head, which is nice. The cheek piece is movable, but not a particularly large amount. You know, you can move it a little bit, but you do seem to set up nicely right on the scope as you need it. My suggestion would be, if you need to move it any more than what it's already moved, obviously go for a high amount or a low amount, whichever suits you better. Accuracy wise, it's done what it's done today. It's hit the 135. You can't ask it to do any more. Alright, it wasn't convincing on that first card, I know. They were only just inside, but it achieved what it needed to achieve. This will be the second gun now in our up and coming battle league that has hit a 135, so it makes it to a nice, battle league that's coming up, where we've got a few challengers who can hit the big numbers, and we need that due to the fact is our champion at the moment, which is the Air Arms S510, is going to take some beating. So 135 guns are welcomed at the moment. I've gone for guns that are around the £500 mark each this time, just to see what we can get out of those. I've always been a great believer in sometimes you don't need to spend massive to get a decent gun. The other day we did the Wolf Rotex Automate Ultimate Compact one. Fantastic gun, and you know, you're just underneath the £500 limit with that, and it's a nice gun. This again, around the £500 mark. I think these are £600 actually, these are the Akelas, but around the £600 mark, but they do give decent performance. Alright, you know, you probably think to yourself, yeah, but it's put together at the Turkish parts bin. I think there's a lot of thought gone into it, you know, they've not put it together cheaply. It's not like, you know, the manometers on the end of the cylinder, it's actually built into the side. The actual loading mechanism on this is quite smooth. They've put a lot of effort into the wood on this, so you can see like why they want £600 for this. They have actually like put the boat out a bit and really done a nice job of it. Reximex are not a bad make, and Kral I don't think are that bad a make either, to be fair with you. I've had a few of either, and we've had them in the battle leagues, and they've put some decent scraps against some high-end guns, to be fair. And I'm talking about the likes of the MPO2. We have also, don't forget, in this battle league coming up, we have the MPO3, which is like the newer version of the O2. Little less bottle capacity, but yeah, it's got a good chance of being there in our battle league. But let's come back to the Akela. It's done everything it's needed to do today. It's put together well, accurate, not powerful as yet, but I do think that that will come along in time. I only think that's low on power because it's tight. I do believe these are quite a choke barrel on these, so that could free up over time. Bearing in mind this gun's probably had 60 shots through it yet, maybe 70 at a max. That's with me setting it up and put it through all these tests. It's brand new, that's all it's had yet. So hopefully that power will pick up. But I'm going to leave this review there. I'll give it a thumbs up there, Akela, because I really do like it. I like how it shoots. I like its accuracy. It's not matched with a massively expensive scope, but it's done well. That scope has to be well fair. Like, I mean, don't forget, like, it has given us a 135. Not a devastating 135, but it's got it nonetheless. So yeah, and I think this gun could actually be a challenger. There's some big guns in this next coming league, but I think this could be there. See you all in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Bye bye now.